All right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. This week is UFC 291 fight week. We've got UFC 291 on Saturday with an absolutely stacked card. And while the main event is guaranteed to be fireworks, today I want to focus on one half of that co-main event because that is the fight I am most excited for. I am very intrigued to see how Jan Blachowicz can handle himself on the feet against a guy like Alex Pereira. In my opinion, Jan Blachowicz is one of the best strikers in all of MMA. He is so underrated, and I feel as though he's a little underappreciated, okay? He's the only other guy aside from Pereira who was able to outstrike Israel Adesanya in multiple realms, okay? He was outboxing Izzy, he out-leg kicked him, and he out-leg checked him, and then he went and out-grappled him. He basically outclassed Israel Adesanya in every single aspect of MMA. There's a lot of people that think Blachowicz is gonna have to use his wrestling against Alex Pereira. I don't necessarily think so. I think if there's a guy that can hang on the feet with Pereira, it is Jan Blachowicz. A huge part of Alex Pereira's game is his leg kicks and his leg kick defense, okay? He is very sneaky with those low calf kicks, especially from an orthodox position. He is very good at checking, especially with his lead leg. You saw this in both the Israel Adesanya fights. Izzy had trouble with not only the leg kicks, but had trouble landing his own because Alex Pereira is so educated at defending them. Jan Blachowicz, much of the same, man. And also, Jan Blachowicz's shins are just different, okay? A lot of people like to use mahogany as like a reference for when guys have hard bones. I think this guy's bones are made out of like desert ironwood, okay? It's one of the densest woods on the planet. His shins are crazy. You see him go shin on shin multiple times with guys and it doesn't affect him in the slightest. His feet are shaped like this for whatever reason, okay? And we are going to take a look at him absolutely butchering Magomed Ankalaevs' legs in every which way possible on both legs. It is extremely impressive, and I'm so intrigued to see how the leg kick battle against Alex Pereira goes, because again, if there's somebody that can hang on the feet with Pereira, it's fucking Jan Blachowicz, okay? We're going to take a look now. We're starting, I'm making myself smaller, starting at 4:51 on the clock in round number 1. You can tell what what Jan Blachowicz's game plan is immediately, because right here we get the first kick of the fight, and it comes as a lead leg, sort of like a switch kick here to Magomed's thigh right above the knee. This is the first kick he lands. It is not the one that he goes back to the most, and we will see that throughout this video, but it just shows you how diverse he is. There are not a lot of guys that like to throw that kick. It's hard to generate a lot of power off the lead leg, especially for a leg kick, which is why you see him do that little stutter step. It's a switch, right? He's trying to get a little bit more momentum behind his lead leg so that it actually lands with some power. But we will see throughout this video multiple times where it just looks like he taps him with like the inside of his foot, and the reaction he gets out of Magomed Ankalaev is insane. Okay, so immediately starts it off with a leg kick. We're going to skip ahead 10 seconds here. We're at 4:37 on the clock, and this is when we see him start to attack the one that he used the most, that inside leg kick there. Let's watch that again. I missed that slightly. Just feinting their way in, feeling each other out. Keep in mind, we're only 22 seconds into the fight right now, 23 seconds. And then Jan Blachowicz right there, just with the top of his foot, right? That's all that landed. That was not shin on shin necessarily. He kind of landed with like the top of his foot to the inside of Magomed's leg, and you can see it. It kind of like jolts for a second. The guy's kicks are something else, dude. I don't understand what he is made of. We're going to skip ahead now to right here. We'll do 4:24 on the clock. You see him getting out of the way of Magomed's jab. Magomed's feinting. Jan Blachowicz is hidden by my face. He goes with the right hand. Left hand misses, but follows it up with a leg kick. This is something that I love, and we do not see a lot of guys do this. You finish the combination with a leg kick. Alexander Volkanovski does it sometimes, not to the same effect as Jan Blachowicz. Jan Jacek used to do it quite frequently, okay? Apparently it's a Polish thing. I love it, right? Because they're busy defending the hands. They're not thinking about the leg. So he throws one punch, it lands, second punch misses, and then he switch kicks with his lead leg to the back of Magomed's thigh. Good stuff from Jan Blachowicz, just making sure he lands a little bit extra, okay? So right already we've seen him land to the thigh right above the knee on the outside leg. We've seen him land shin on shin or top of foot on shin on the inside leg, and now he's attacking the back of the thigh. There was kind of just opportunity, right, because of the way that Magomed was standing, but he is very diverse with his leg kicks. We're going to skip ahead now a couple minutes. Right here, will do just fine. Hand fighting their way in. we see that Jan Blachowicz realizes that this is going to be affected, goes back to that inside leg kick. Look, you can see that it lands where the wrap is, right? This is not shin on shin. This is like top of foot on shin with the wraps. You can see where it lands. Magomed's quad kind of buckles there even. You can see he's already like, Jesus Christ, this guy hits so fucking hard. Okay, so this was just to show you guys the diversity of his legs. That he immediately, that's his game plan almost every time out. We're going to go to round number 2 though, which is where most of the damage was done, okay? All right, here we are, round number 2, 4:56 on the clock. Dude immediately gets back to his game plan with what is another inside. This one is a little bit more shin on shin. You can see that the wrap is still landing, but it's a bit higher up. The entirety of his foot basically is coming out the side of Magomed's shin. He's landing on like the soft part of your shin too. When you feel down your leg, you can feel that little divot. That's where you do not want to get kicked. That shit hurts bad. You could see his leg buckle slightly there. And we're going to skip ahead now. Just right here, we'll do just fine. 4:28 on the clock. And we see that Jan Blachowicz realizes now that that's the leg kick I'm going to go to. So he doesn't even focus on the outside anymore. He's not doing any more switch kicks. He's focusing on that inside leg. And look at how this lands, okay? This is like the side of the big toe that's landing. And look at the reaction we get from Magomed Ankalaevs. I mean, he is feeling it already. And at this point, Jan Blachowicz has not landed a whole lot. I think in another couple minutes, comes up on the screen how many leg kicks he's landed. It's like 11. Right? And some of them were to the outside of the leg. So maybe 7, 8 to that part of the leg, and he's already deadened it. We are now going to skip ahead. Here we are, 3:24, and we see yet again another leg kick landing with the same sort of area, top of the foot, not going shin on shin. Magomed's like, Jesus Christ, can you just fucking stop already, dude? Pushes him with the leg. That's good. Good stuff from Magomed. We're going to skip ahead now to, here we are, 2:56. We'll do just fine. We get another nasty inside leg kick from Jan Blachowicz, who just apparently doesn't feel pain, because I understand that the guy taking the kick will get the shit end of the stick essentially, right? But when you're going shin on shin with a dude, that shit fucking hurts you. It just does, man. There are so many guys in the UFC that when they throw an inside leg kick and you can tell that they were off the mark a little bit, they were trying to hit the meat, but they ended up going shin on, they don't go back to it. Jan Blachowicz is like, the inside legendary Polish kicks. He just keeps going back to it. He doesn't give a fuck. Right there. Top of foot again. Magomed, you can see his quad buckle. He is having issues putting weight on that leg already. We are not even halfway through round number 2. 11 kicks landed, maybe 7 or 8 of them to the inside of the leg, and he is just already fucking butchered. Okay, now we're going to skip ahead to 2:02. We're going to see the biggest reaction that we get thus far coming out of Magomed Ankalaevs. This is when you start to really realize how damaging Jan Blachowicz's leg kicks are. And credit to Magomed Ankalaevs, one of the toughest motherfuckers out there. There are so many guys, I feel like, that would have gotten leg kick TKO'd. I'm going to make myself even smaller. Just a little bit. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so we'll just make it so you can still see me a bit. Right there. Look at, you can see where it lands. The whatever you want to call it at the bottom's kind of in the way. Top side of foot, like he's not going full shin on shin, and Magomed has some real problems after that. Starts backing up, total misstep, you can tell, and then he just bounces it off like a fucking gangster. I can't believe that, man. The amount of toughness that came from that guy. Dana White shitting on this fight was real shitty, man. I don't know why he did that, but now here we are, 1:34 on the clock. Now we see a real shin on shin kick. That was shin on shin. That was full shin on shin. Jan Blachowicz does not give a fuck. Magomed Ankalaevs cannot stand on it. He can't put any weight on it. I really wish the Jan Blachowicz would have tried to jump on him and get the finish either in this round or the next round, but I understand that he does not want to necessarily grapple with Magomed Ankalaevs, as we saw how it went in rounds 4 and rounds 5. And how quick he fucking popped up, and look what he's going to right away immediately. Goes to the body because Magomed's thinking leg. He does that a couple times here, and his body kicks are fucking brutal also. But the leg kicks completely debilitate you. Like, if he takes Pereira's lead leg away, that left hook is not as dangerous as it once was. And then he can start to get off his boxing, right? And his shins are so fucking hard that I'm really curious to see what Pereira thinks and feels once he actually kicks Blachowicz, who is incredible at checking kicks. Every single fucking leg kick Israel Adesanya threw against him, almost every single one, Jan Blachowicz was able to either get his shin up or turned out. Incredible with the leg kicks. We're going to go back. Let's see. We got to skip ahead to 53 seconds. 55 will do just fine. Magomed is in orthodox now, right? Because he's no longer able to stand on that back leg. They had just clinched a little bit. You see Ankalaev immediately goes from the clinch to orthodox. He does not want to be putting weight on that right leg. And what does Jan Blachowicz do? Because he's Jan Blachowicz, dude. Outside calf kick immediately. He's not wasting any time. Oh, that leg's fucked? Okay, I'm going to take out this one too, you know. I got it. There's a point in this fight in round number 3. It is so funny. The reaction we get from Jan Blachowicz, I'm going to show you. It's like he knows what he's doing to him, and he feels bad for doing it. Okay, now that was a good jab from Magomed Ankalaev right there. We're going to start right here. Magomed wings on a right hand. Is back in southpaw now because you can tell this is his natural position. He does not like to be an orthodox, especially defensively. If you watch this fight back, every time Magomed Ankalaev switches to orthodox, he starts getting his face boxed off. The jab all of a sudden starts working for Blachowicz. The right hand starts working for Blachowicz. He is not as defensively sound from orthodox as he is from southpaw, and you can tell that he keeps wanting to switching back. He keeps wanting to switch. I don't know how to say that, dude, but he wants to switch back, okay? And he does here, and then Blachowicz goes, okay, dude. And now Magomed's like, fuck, I forgot about that. And now he's back to orthodox because he's sick of getting his legs destroyed. Okay. 20 seconds on the clock, 21 seconds, whatever, dude. We get one more nasty leg kick from Jan Blachowicz, who is now going to attack the outside calf because that's what's available. And he probably likes that. That might have been part of his game plan. I'm going to blast that shin with my rock hard shin because I don't care. He's going to switch stances, and then I can whack the outside leg. And he does. And Magomed's like, Jesus Christ, can you please give me a break? We are now going to skip ahead to round number 3, where we see a ton of damage done on behalf of Jan Blachowicz. And Magomed is almost done. All right, here we are, 4:57, round number 3. Okay, we've got Ankalaev comes out in orthodox, right? Because he's sick of getting fucking hit. In the inside, immediately switches. He does not like being an orthodox, but Jan Blachowicz is a mean man. You know. That's what he would say, dude. Magomed's like, fucking Christ, dude, really? As soon as that was like incredible timing on behalf of on behalf of Jan Blachowicz. I don't know what is happening with my words today. I do apologize for that, but Jesus Christ, dude. It was like he started throwing the kick before Magomed had fully switched. It was like he saw that he was switching. I want to watch that back one more time, actually, because that was very well timed. Maybe he was just about to go to the outside calf and it worked that way. Nope. Magomed hasn't even set his lead leg yet. Now it's set. Jan Blachowicz is already halfway through the kick. You can tell how much power he puts on it. His fucking cheeks are... Every time he throws it... That's insane. I would not... This is the last person on earth I would want to get leg kicked from. Honestly. Okay. Now he's back in orthodox because he just got his shin fucking chipped away. And he goes to the outside. He is so accurate with his kicks. Look at his cheeks, bro. So much power into that. He's getting so much power. He is so nasty with it. We're going to skip ahead to 4:17 on the clock. Magomed Ankalaev back in his natural position. And Jan Blachowicz is like, and just blasts it once more. Magomed's like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? And it's actually incredible that in rounds 4 and rounds 5, Magomed was able to adjust, take Jan Blachowicz down, and win those last 2 rounds. I do want to say, whether or not you agreed with the decision, I thought the draw was the absolute perfect decision. If we were scoring this like a pride fight, right, based on the entirety of the fight as opposed to round by round, I don't think it's debatable that Jan Blachowicz wins this fight. He did way more fucking damage than Magomed Ankalaev did. But regardless, we'll leave that alone. We get some clinching coming up next. I'm going to skip ahead a couple minutes here. 2:38 on the clock, round number 3. Now, Magomed Ankalaev, I was talking about earlier, tough as nails. Jan Blachowicz, right here, this one. Magomed's foot is completely planted. He's got more weight on his lead leg. You can tell because his rear leg is not fully touching the ground. You can see the space from the heel and like the ball of the foot, or not the ball of the, you can see that the ball of the foot is touching and everything past that is lifted a little bit. You can see the shadow. He eats that. Fully eats that, right? No check. It looks like he might have tried to turn it out a little bit based on the way that his foot is right now. That might have just been from the impact though. He ate that shit and just keeps coming forward, man. Absolute savage. Also, can we just appreciate, I'm in half speed right now. Watch how fucking fast this kick is. I'm going to try and get it perfectly to where he throws the kick and then I won't pause it for that. Okay. Jesus. I'm going to let it go. Look how fast this is in fucking half speed for a light heavyweight. Bro, we're in half speed. It's insane to me. Regardless. Yep, another one to the back of the leg. Jesus. And then look at that. That was the perfect kick to hit the perennial nerve. I would imagine that numbing sensation, right? You know when you sleep weird, you wake up, your legs like fucking vibrating and it's all numb. I would imagine that's what Magomed Ankalaev is feeling right now. I apologize for that. I thought that was the last one. I didn't write any time codes after because it happens immediately after this. Look at Blachowicz though. Let's watch what this man does. He's like, I don't want to fucking kick you. Come on, man. Look at that. He feels bad for butchering this guy's legs. Okay? Incredible. Now, as I said, I don't think that Jan Blachowicz necessarily has to grapple to beat Alex Pereira. He's the only other guy who has outstruck Israel Adesanya. And if we're talking about the heavier gentlemen, right? We got heavyweight, light heavyweight, 185. 170 is kind of like an in-between, right? And then you get the lighter weight classes. I think that Jan Blachowicz is top 3 best strikers in the UFC, at least, okay? He is so underrated. He is so good with his leg kicks, and you can see the damage. And I'm going to point this out, too. I know Alex Pereira is a big dude. He is very lean, right? Magomed Ankalaev is a thick boy who is like 100% light heavyweight. I don't think would ever make middleweight at this point in his career. And the damage that he's showing, like hopping around on one foot. Dude, the legendary Polish leg kicks are a fucking real thing. And I am so stoked to see how Alex Pereira deals with that. I don't know how he will, man. Because his kicks are very sneaky. Very little tell. He holds his hands kind of low. So when Blachowicz throws a leg kick, you see the whole arm go down because he's putting everything into it. Pereira stands there kind of like this, and then he just kind of whips it out. It's almost like he's semi-squared already, so you can't tell that his hips are rotating, right, when he throws that kick. I think that's why it's so sneaky. And he doesn't throw it all the way out like a traditional round kick. He kind of angles it up like that. And, man, I can't fucking wait for this fight. I am probably going to pick Alex Pereira to win. I think he will be able to land that left hook on Jan Blachowicz at some point in this fight. But if there is a path to victory for Jan Blachowicz, I think the leg kicks might have something to do with it. Like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you at the next video, which will be tomorrow. Ton of UFC 291 stuff coming this week. Thank you. Bye-bye.